Hey guys, it's Roby again, and just wanted to go ahead and start this video off with a thank you from me to you guys, the subscribers and the viewers. I want to thank you for providing your comments, feedback, any critiques you have. Really appreciate all the support we've gotten over the last couple weeks. Haven't had a lot of time to put into videos here. Been healing, working, traveling, a lot of things, so excited to get started again and get these videos back out. So building your own custom Glock is a little bit different for everyone, right? Everyone's got their own preferences, their likes, their dislikes, and the key features that they need. So when you get online and you start Googling custom slide machining, Glock features, things like that, it gets kind of daunting. There's a lot of manufacturers out there and a lot of machinists pumping out stuff, so it's kind of hard to figure out who to go to or whose style fits, what you're actually looking for. So in my search, I found these guys online. I think they're called JagerWerks, or it might be pronounced JagerWerks. Didn't get the real pronunciation of it, but really easy ordering process with these guys. You just go on their website, you find the options. They offer about 6 or 7 different slide options. And these are all patterns, pre-cut, pre-made decisions that you send in the slide and they go ahead and do the machining on. So they basically told me what type of machine work they could do to the slide that I was planning on sending into them. Some of the designs wouldn't really function or wouldn't be aesthetically pleasing with the serrations already in place that were on the slide when it was purchased. So I picked a couple of options and then I went ahead and forwarded the slide over to them, dropped it in a priority box with some sights that they graciously put on for free. So let's take a look at this Glock and kind of break it down for you, what we got done, and maybe it'll steer you in one direction towards what your goals are. So let's go ahead and take a look at our 34. This is going to be your typical Lone Wolf 34 setup here. It's going to have the Timberwolf frame, the standard Lone Wolf slide, which if we're in focus, you're going to see that we've got rear serrations that are slanted, and you've also got the front serrations, which are slanted. So, this is their attempt at making a not Glock kind of deal. These front and rear serrations are cool. You see them a lot in 1911s. What it does though is that when you're trying to send your slide out for custom machine work, it kind of makes it a little bit problematic because a lot of people are not offering a program, whether it be in their CNC or in their milling machine, that takes into account Lone Wolf's version of serrations here. Aside from that, this 34 is pretty similar to any Glock long slide. It's going to have that top window cut out there to reduce reciprocating mass, and kind of just aids you in shooting. When you have such a long, heavy slide there, you're going to want to cut some of that weight out so the slide cycles faster, has better reliability. Otherwise, you're going to have to overspring the gun, put a much heavier recoil spring that's necessary. And what that's going to do is that's going to drive the muzzle forward. When the slide's cycled and come back fully in battery, it's going to drive the muzzle end down, which is going to be counterintuitive to what you weren't wanting to do. So this is the 34 that's going to be typical to any Glock 34. And then the 17L, let's take a look at that real quick. This is a monster. 17L is one of those guns that you hear about, but a lot of people don't really know about. They kind of gain some popularity every once in a while and they fade out into oblivion. You've got a very long sight radius here. This is almost about a ½ inch longer than a 34, which if you're comparing it to 17 is even longer. Got your typical top window cut here. And as you can see, these are your typical slide serrations that you find on Glock. You're always going to have the vertical rear serrations and nothing on the front end. So that kind of leaves this as a blank canvas when you send it out for custom work, right? A lot of guys are going to either leave all the nomenclature here on the gun, or they're going to completely wipe it out depending on their milling program. So other than that, let's go ahead and take a look at the 34 and the 17L together, just so you get a kind of close-up view of how they differ. You might be able to see the difference in length between the two slides. So you've got about 3/4 to almost a whole inch of difference in sight radius between the two of these. So that is an exceptional amount of difference. As you can see, the longer slide is going to have the longer top window cut as well. Sorry guys if I get a little off track. I got True Green running around in my backyard. I think this guy's thoroughly freaked out that I'm taking a video and I've got all these handguns in front of me. So if I kind of skip a beat, you'll understand why. Alright, let's take a look at this. So very similar to the 34 that we looked at from Lone Wolf, right? We went ahead and sent in this 34 slide, got some custom machine work from JagerWerks. Did want to mention though, the only difference between the two slides prior to being sent out for the custom work was that the JagerWerks slide, which is this bronze one over here, did not have a top port cut. So there was no top window cut at all. It was a completely solid slide. So what that allowed was this pretty cool top window cut here. So as you can see, it's a series of 4 cuts and then another series of 4 cuts. I believe this is actually called their double para cut, but we'll get into that here in a second. So the buying process on one of these JagerWerks slides is really simple. You go to their website, you look at the 6 or 7 styles that they offer, which generally vary the type of side cut here, how many there are, length, whether you have these chamfer options here, and then just a couple other differences between them, right? It's all stylistic. So you pick the option that you like, go ahead and put it in your cart, check out on PayPal, send them your payment. They'll contact you, give you a shipping address where to send the slide, and they give you about a 2-week turnaround. I think they're promising 2-week turnaround at this point, and they're pretty much spot on. So I went ahead and sent the slide in because this was a different kind of slide than they typically see. What they typically see is that standard, Glock slide here, no front serration, so it's open canvas on this end. You've just got these vertical serrations that they either leave in place or modify depending on the style that you're ordering. Because it was custom, I wanted to get their input on it, so I sent them a picture of the gun and it looked exactly like this. And I said, hey, what can you guys do with this slide? And since these angled front serrations are here, these angled rear serrations are here, they said, let's not touch those, let's go ahead and do our breacher style, which is a side window cut here, and we can do anything on the top because it was basically a solid slide. So I picked some of the other options out, went ahead and sent the slide in, and when I got it back, this is what I got back. Now I'm not sure what your guys' take on this slide is, but I think they knocked it out of the park. Aside from their typical breacher cut, this is a much longer cut to, kind of give room for this 34, right? It's going to be a longer slide than a 17 or a 19, so they extended the length of this cut. I think the typical breacher is probably only half the size here, and they have another cut that's 2 window cuts, but this is just one here. Did their standard inlay into the slide, which is pretty cool. They've got their logo there, if you can see right there by the extractor. Went ahead and did their top window cuts here. Also milled for an RMR, and this is probably one of the coolest things on this gun, is their carbon fiber RMR cover. And also had them drop in one of their carbon fiber rear plates. So you've got a matching set of carbon fiber on the rear of the gun, on both ends. And that thing is a work of art. And had them chamfer this top radius here. So a lot of times you're going to notice a Glock is going to be kind of squarish here. They basically beveled this out. So pretty cool right there. And then I asked them about sending in any sights if they had anything in stock, and they said no, just pick a pair of sights and then drop it in the box and we'll install it for free. So I went ahead and contacted Dawson Precision. These are Dawson RMR compatible co-witness sights. You can kind of tell how, let's see, if you see it up against my hand, you can tell how high that rear sight is, and the same thing with the front sight. They stick up high. Any co-witness sights you get, or suppressor height sights is what a lot of people are marketing them as. They're going to stick up a little bit higher than your normal sight, which kind of takes a little bit of getting used to at first, but pretty cool. Definitely have the advantage of having this rear hook here. Manipulation drills, failure exercises, that's always a good thing. But I think this is kind of the way people are going forward with sights now. Taller is better is kind of the amalgamy that everyone's kind of heading towards. Get you a better view here. See if you can check out this rear plate. So in 2 weeks time, this is what I got back from these guys. Very painless, everything was packaged perfectly. They included a set of longer screws for the RMR, so if you're going to run an RMR, obviously it's going to be raised up a little bit, so you're going to need longer screws. They include that with the purchase. Cerakote was an option that they had. I think Cerakote varies depending on the pattern, but did a beautiful job on the Cerakote. This is a bronze color that they had. And really just turned out an amazing product here. Couldn't be more thrilled. So I went ahead and dropped in a Blacklist 34 barrel. This is one of their Ultra Match 34 barrels. And so if you've ever dealt with aftermarket barrels, or at least match barrels, you're always going to know that they have tighter tolerances. So generally your hood length here is a little bit tighter. Obviously the rifling is much more precisely cut, but this is where you may run into some issues. So we've added Cerakote to the slide, a couple millimeters at best. We've added a tighter hood here, and what that does is cause some issues in lockup, right? So if I take the standard 34 barrel and drop it in the slide, no issue. There's a lot of tolerance and slot built in for reliability reasons. Add a little bit of Cerakote, add a match grade barrel, and this puppy's not going to want to move. So nothing to fear there. You're really going to have to just break it in. So after a couple hundred rounds of beating this thing to holy hell, I can cycle the slide by just grabbing it like a 1911 failure drill and then shoving my hand into the grip, and everything functions as it should. So it's going to take probably 50 to 100 rounds just to break it in, get all the parts working with each other, get the paint kind of broke in, and then once that happens, I have no fear that this thing is going to be a laser. As you can see, there's the Deus Ex Machina trigger that we went ahead and did a little review on the other week. Put in a Zev G4 connector in here and G4 spring set, so we've got roughly about a 3-pound pull on this trigger. Not too bad. Can definitely smooth up a little. I think there's a little bit of drag in the frame, but that'll shoot out. So overall, really impressed with this product. They had it on their Instagram. I think they're even calling it their custom slide option now on their website. So if you get a chance, let them know what you want. These guys are really simple and easy to work with. There's no bull, just really down to earth guys, and they turn out a product that's really nice. So here's their information, guys. JagerWerks Engineering, definitely some good guys on the list. Check them out. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you're just one of those people that need a little bit more reassurance before you send out one of your guns, feel free to shoot me an email or post a question, and I can try to explain anything better or how the buying process works. And we're probably going to send the 17L off to somebody here in the future. Probably going to shoot a couple emails to JagerWerks because their turnaround time and work is phenomenal. Probably some of the best communication you can have in the industry. And it would be kind of cool to have a matching set of the two, right? So aside from this video, which was just kind of a plug for JagerWerks and really just how exceptional their work quality is and communication and just timeliness, we wanted to let you guys know we're going to try to get back on the video beat, put out some better videos here. We're going to probably do a video next week with the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, the version 2, which has the Picatinny style rails forward of the breech, which is the new version that just came out a couple months ago. Finally found one in stores, online on Gunbroker. One of the retailers was selling one, so I was able to pick it up for a decent price. So going to run it through its paces and see if there's any real reason for a carbine style pistol with a fold over mechanism like the barrel that breaks over. So really excited about that. Going to do some other custom Glock, maybe some 1911 videos, and other than that, guys, if you got any comments or questions, feel free to shoot them to us. We really enjoy going through the comments. As you've seen, we reply to almost every comment we can, positive or negative. You guys might be wondering what this Black Ordnance Company sticker here is. That's actually a company that I started when I got injured. Kind of wanted to finally get the ball rolling on, selling the stuff that I like to use all the time, right? So we're always buying stuff, we're always reviewing things and selling the stuff that we don't like. So why not have an avenue to actually be able to offer that stuff to consumers that are like-minded like us. So I started the company here probably about 2 months ago, started working on dealer relationships. We're stocking S3F barrels right now, which are probably the premier Glock barrel. We're working on getting some blacklist barrels. We're stocking agency arms, accessories at this point. Magpul mags are coming out of our ears. And as a sign of appreciation, or a token of our appreciation for all the comments and subscribers we've gotten, got a couple of these Black Ordnance stickers that we had made. Pretty good, cool little vinyl die cut stickers. And if you guys just shoot us a message, say, hey Roby, I want some of these stickers, you know, we'll go ahead and shoot a couple out to you, no charge. They'll go pretty good on a Yeti cooler, back of your pickup. You know, if you've got anything cool that you want to stick it on, just let us know. Once again, guys, we appreciate all the help and the love and support. Thanks a lot. Well, hopefully we'll see you next week. I'll get that video on that Sub 2000 out, and we'll go from there. Have a good weekend, guys. Thanks.
Pretty good.